Coachella this, Hershey's chocolate that, Wes Anderson is back and James Cameron is using AI. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Rewind. This week has been even crazier than last week.
If that's even possible.
If that's even possible.
They keep making film news, guys.
They do. This is a bonus one, but Chicken Jockey has hit the cinemas.
Last week we spoke about the Minecraft movie and how it was starting to do well and like people were making a bunch of money off of that. And the next day we went and watched the Minecraft movie and turns out people are crazy.
Yeah, people are indeed crazy, and I feel so bad for all the cinema workers out there who have to clean popcorn up. So this episode's dedicated to you guys. But today we have some fresh new news from all of this week. Starting off, we are getting a Hershey's chocolate movie.
Wasn't on my 2025 bingo.
Yeah, not only that, but I didn't expect a Hershey's chocolate movie to be directed by the director of Mean Girls. Mean Girls, we're talking about the 2023 one? 2023, 2024? The recent Mean Girls.
The Mean Girls musical. And it's not even about Hershey's.
Yeah, it's not about the chocolate.
Milton Hershey's, I believe his name was, made this chocolate empire and had a massive war with Mars. And we thought as soon as we heard the headline, we're just like, well, that's kind of like an interesting movie. Kind of like they did the McDonald's movie a while back.
Tetris movie. Pop-Tarts movie, which was a fail.
Yeah, so talk about the whole Pop-Tarts movie. But it kind of seemed like it was going to be the story of this guy and how he fought this sort of chocolate war and all that stuff. But no, it's about their philanthropy.
Yeah, and about starting the Milton Hershey School for Underprivileged Children, which is... Whoa!
Sure.
Whoa.
When I heard that, I was just like, okay, I'm out. Who wants to see that? It sounds kind of like Hershey's are spending a bunch of their money making a movie about themselves. But Alexandra Daddario is in it.
Director of Mean Girls, Mark Water, is going to be directing this, and filming begins in May across Pennsylvania, which is insane.
Yeah, so that should come out next year, and we'll see what happens. I don't think it's going to be the movie of the summer, but I've been proven wrong before, so...
Yeah.
Universal is making yet another theme park, which seems it's the 100th theme park they're making lately.
At this point, I mean, we have Florida, we have LA, we have Japan, we have
they're popping up all
South
over the
Korea,
place.
Maybe, I don't know. Yeah. But they're thinking of unveiling a new theme park in the UK.
Yeah.
This project is set to be built up in Bedford, England. They have a 472-acre plot of land where they're just gonna throw a theme park in,
and
as well
500-room hotel.
500-room hotel, guys. This isn't the only plan that Universal are working on. Currently, there's also this Universal Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas coming soon, supposedly in 2025, so keep an eye out for that. Followed by Universal Kids Resort in Texas. So this creepy crawler plant of Universal is slowly expanding across all of the US and all over the world, which is incredible.
They have a bunch of properties, though.
Yeah.
They have so much that they can do. They have so many movies. It just makes a lot of sense to just keep expanding and expanding. I mean, how many people are in LA? How many people are in
For all you European
Vegas?
fans out there, you're finally going to have kind of like a hub to travel to, kind of like Disneyland Paris, but instead we have Universal UK.
We all know that Europeans are not interested in culture anymore.
No.
We don't travel for culture. We kept going to
for-
Florida because we needed Universal.
Yeah.
And now everyone has we finally have a place
Universal comes home. It's just like, like, can we go with McDonald's? We have McDonald's at home.
We
It's
now
like
have
that, but we
Universal
just have
at home.
Universal at home. Wes Anderson is back and he's returning with a new absurd action movie called The Phoenician Scheme. This movie stars Benicio del Toro as well as Mia Threppleton as his daughter, who's a nun.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
This marks what is the 600th movie in Wes Anderson's collection of random movies that don't have too much plot with every celebrity ever made in them.
Yeah, I'd argue, look, from what we've seen in the trailer, which, may I add, also stars the actors Michael Cera, Tom Hanks, Bryan Cranston, Jeffrey Wright, Scarlett Johansson, Benedict Cumberbatch, and more. Those are just some of the people starring in this movie.
Just a couple. It's like, we threw a couple people together.
The vibe is very similar to Asteroid City. So, if you are a new Wes Anderson fan and you watched that as Asteroid City and liked it, which me personally, I was not part of that demographic. This one might be for you. If you're part of the OG gang, Grand Budapest Hotel, Darjeeling Limited, Fantastic Mr. Fox, give it a try. Give it a try. I'm going to give it a try. We're going to see what happens. We're going to see how it goes. Filmed and set in Germany, this movie is meant to be releasing on May 30th.
Yeah, I mean, we were really lucky. We got to go to a Wes Anderson sort of exhibit
Yeah,
in
in
London.
180 Studios at London.
Yeah, they had a bunch of the set of Asteroid City and like the production design and the artistry
Insane.
behind his movie. Yeah, absolutely insane. The thing is, though, I kind of feel like that's where it stops. Like you can definitely say there's a vibe, right? Like the vibes are there.
Strong.
The
With
plot,
the newer
though,
movie, I would argue, yeah, I kind of agree with you. Asteroid City, like the vibes were strong, mega strong, but the plot was kind of weak. I'd argue there are better Wes Anderson movies, and I don't know if that's because like he's shooting lower budget pictures. I haven't watched his shorts, like the one that won the Oscars.
the Benedict Cumberbatch
Henry
one.
Sugar, yeah.
It's on Netflix.
I haven't watched those yet, so I can't really argue this that much. However, I don't know. It's just they're not hitting as much. I think there's this massive kind of debate that Wes Anderson is now becoming a parody of himself. I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I kind of think that's true.
Yeah, clearly though, people are having fun. I mean,
They
you
are.
don't get this cast. They don't have that big of a budget, so it's not like he's just spending millions getting Bryan Cranston and Scarlett Johansson out there. I think Scarlett Johansson, if I remember correctly, made like 60 grand for the entire...
66. She made 6K off of
$6,000.
Asteroid City, as far as I know.
You know, that's money, but it's not like film money. So they're clearly enjoying themselves. And if
Exactly.
they get to like just have fun in the desert, I guess.
Do silly goofy
You
things.
do you, Wes Anderson.
Love, Death and Robots finally announced season 4, and we got this amazing teaser and premiere date. Yeah, I've been waiting for season 4 for so long.
It
Love, Death and
feels
Robots
like-
is my
yeah.
favorite show, I must admit. Like, it's such a niche
When was
thing.
the last season?
2.5 years ago?
Yeah. so
Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like
something
2.5 years
It
ago.
feels the world has changed so much.
I know, guys, like...
Love, Death and Robots season 3 came out in a different time.
I know, but...
we made it.
It's
We're
back.
here.
We
It's
have
back.
10 new animated shorts coming featuring dinosaur gladiators, messianic cats, and string puppet rock stars.
I'm going to need to look up messianic. I feel like I know what words mean, but that one...
For all of you recurring viewers...
relating to the Messiah.
Oh,
So a Jesus cat.
Jesus cats. God cats.
Or passionate.
Passionate cats. For those of you who are returning Love, Death and Robots watchers, there are multiple sequels to some of the episodes. So keep yourself posted for these. But I mean, created by Tim Miller, like
Yeah,
incredible.
we had the absolute pleasure of being able to sit down with him and have a discussion about his work with Blur Studio a while
Yeah.
back, and that this is the main project, right? So he's done Deadpool 1, he's obviously excellently done that. He runs a visual effects company called Blur Studios, and this is kind of like his thing.
Yeah, and I
Um,
mean, on top of that, there are some incredible execs on top.
You
David
know,
Fincher.
just Dave.
Just Dave.
Just Dave Fincher, you know.
Jennifer Miller and Joshua Dowen. And we're also getting back supervising director Jennifer Yu Nelson, who directed Kung Fu Panda, which I'm so glad.
Yeah,
So
I've never
glad.
heard of that movie or those people.
Yeah, but we're just happy to have you back, Love, Death and Robots. Thank you for coming back.
Yeah, Netflix just basically got a bag, gave it to a director with an exceptional artistic vision,
Exactly.
and just went, hey, assemble the Avengers
And come back.
and make some cool animated anthology.
Revive TV for us, please.
Adolescence season 2. That's an absolute yes. Obviously, Netflix are crazy, but they're not stupid.
Please.
Right?
There is
Brad
actually a
Pitt,
studio
though-
which is crazier than Netflix, but we'll get into that in a second.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt, Plan B, that's his production company. If you guys don't know, pretty much every major actor has a production company
Yeah.
nowadays. They produce their own stuff, they produce other stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the thing you do.
Yeah,
They-
just Google Plan B, guys, and feel bad about yourself.
Yeah, they've done
inside.
some
Yeah.
stuff. Just to give you an idea, Plan B Productions have done Troy, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, The Departed, 12 Years a Slave, Selma, the Oscar winner Moonlight, Moneyball.
In summary,
The Big
they've done
Short.
everything, guys.
yeah.
Everything you think they haven't done, they have done. They
Brad-
are everywhere.
Brad's
Brad
working
Pitt is
hard.
everywhere.
And he's throwing his weight behind amazing talent, basically. And he saw talent very early in Adolescence. I don't know if you guys know this, but he was a very big sort of producing force behind Adolescence season 1. He kind of got it over the finish line and got people to kind of look at it. Amazon had it at first. It was
Yeah.
pitched to Amazon.
Imagine being Amazon in this situation, getting pitched Adolescence and saying, nah, not for us, and turning it down.
And then it becomes...
How would you feel if you... I'm just...
Yeah, it becomes the 4th biggest and most popular English language show on Netflix, which I feel like Netflix says that about everything. every show that they've ever released is the most watched show on Netflix.
Exactly.
So while this is like amazing thing that they've done, I kind of feel like Wednesday was the biggest show, and Stranger Things the biggest show, and Umbrella Academy is the biggest show. This is the fourth biggest show, and it's doing stupid well. It has 114.5 million
crazy
views.
numbers.
And it's been,
crazy
a couple of
numbers.
weeks.
Oh yes, of course, a month maybe.
Yeah.
I'd like to say they're constantly trying to add these
Yeah.
society-changing pictures to their portfolio, and I mean, Adolescence is a great one to add.
Yeah, as filmmakers ourselves, we would be so lucky to ever have even just one of these pictures under our umbrella, but to just continue to just be able
Exactly.
to produce these things, it's just amazing.
What I think Brad Pitt is also including in season 2 is bringing back the original creators, which are Stephen Graham and Jack Thorne. Jack Thorne, my love! I love it. For any theatre fans out there, you know how much of a boss Jack Thorne is, so I'm so glad that he aims to be coming back. The Bodyguard, out of all things, the Bodyguard remake is coming back.
And that's not even the weirdest part.
No, it's not even the weirdest part. The Bodyguard is being remade by none other than the Taylor Swift Eras Tour director, Sam Wrench.
Sure.
Make that make sense.
Now, Sam Wrench is an award-winning director. He's been around, he's done all sorts of stuff, but mostly music stuff, right? So he's done the Eras tour. He's done a bunch of other tours as well, different music videos.
Yeah.
Like, the guy doesn't really do feature films. But
He has not directed a film at this point. I mean, we don't really have much information about it right now, no cast or anything, but the role of the pop star, you know, is just expected to attract, like, major talent.
We don't know much about this one, but we do know a lot about the old one. Like, it was made in 1992 and still made $411 million.
That's crazy.
That's more money than most movies make nowadays, and that's not even
Crazy
adjusted for
numbers.
inflation or anything. Like, the overlap here, and where it kind of makes sense, is this movie is so heavily influenced by the music in it. The album of this movie was like #1 forever. It's probably still #1. I mean, you guys might have heard of the song I Will Always Love You.
Maybe, I don't know if you guys have ever heard
from
of
this
it.
movie.
This reboot is coming from Warner Brothers' kind of push to reimagine and reinvigorate these crazy IPs. Like, they're doing a revival of The Matrix, Practical Magic, The Goonies, The Gremlins, and just so you guys know, there's also an Ocean's 11 prequel in the works with Margot Robbie and Ryan Gosling. We are getting the amazing Barbie pairing back together, and I am so ready.
Yeah, you used a lot of very nice words to describe Warner Brothers' strategy right now. Reinvigorate. Well,
Maybe they're just being lazy.
Another word is regurgitate. I
Yeah.
mean, The Matrix, fine, whatever. People like The Matrix. The Goonies, Gremlins. Do we need these again? Last week we spoke about how everything is remakes. And they just keep making remakes. My worry is, what are they going to remake when they're done making remakes?
I don't know. Just remake the remakes.
Like,
Just remake the remakes.
we're not
guys.
going to have new movies that people are going to love. Like, oh my god, 1992's The Bodyguard, if we keep just remaking old movies. Now, I know possibly it's not the greatest quality, but 1992 wasn't too long ago.
Yeah.
Just, you know, you can do your 4K remaster and release it on Blu-ray and everyone will be happy. Do we need to just make more Gremlins, though? Make the Furby movie.
No.
Who needs the
Big no.
Gremlins?
James Cameron wants to use AI to cut the cost of filmmaking without laying off half the staff. Now,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you guys know, but James Cameron was a huge anti-AI guy.
Yeah.
Huge anti-AI guy. You know, when Avatar came out, everyone was like, oh, this is AI. And he was just like, no, I want to do half of this practically. He is a huge do-it-for-reals, kind of like a Christopher Nolan type.
Yeah.
But somehow, the tables have turned, and he wants to start using AI. And this comes from the fact that if studios are not ready to push, 300 mil into a massive feature, there has to be the cut of costs.
Yeah. The thing is, he claims it's not to reduce production costs, which is where I kind of have a bone to pick with James.
Yeah.
Sorry. We have a bit of experience on this. We do a lot of VFX, and we also do a lot of filmmaking, right? Now, not at this scale, but the writing is on the wall. I think James was staunchly anti-AI,
Yeah.
and then I think he saw what it can do, right? clearly...
Like all of
yeah,
us,
but
let's be realistic.
With the writing's on the wall, right? So James Cameron has been known to push filmmaking boundaries and continue to make cooler and cooler different technologies, blending CGI and blending motion capture. Now they did underwater motion capture. He's always on the bleeding edge of making technical achievements in cinema. What I think happened here was he started to work with Stability AI, which is an AI company that's trying to make an AI pipeline for movie making where you can start, it would just help you do a lot of visual effects for you, right?
Exactly.
And I think he saw how much it was already doing, and I think he got scared. Genuinely. I think he saw how much AI is going to change the filmmaking landscape, and he knew that if they weren't in front of it, they were behind it. And I think he's just trying to find a way to rationalize what is going to happen. Because it's happening whether we like it or not.
Exactly. And I mean, it's something which every single studio is trying to do at the moment. Some worse than others, but there is a bit of appreciation you have to have towards James Cameron. And I mean, he's already come out and said that, for example, AI helping script writing is not the move. It's just like, the results he has quoted to be word salad.
Yeah, he said, let's wait 20 years, and if an AI wins an Oscar for best screenplay, then we'll take it seriously. He keeps saying that it's not to reduce production costs, but it's to double the output. But I mean, look at it this way. If you doubled the output of a pizza place, right, then you only need half the people to make the pizza. So, or half the time, right? So it's half of something. So if they're doubling artist speed and efficiency, sure, they can do double the shots, but you've taken away half of their working time.
Exactly.
So the amount of money going into VFX and each person individually is probably going down. And I think he's trying not to say that, but
He kind of is saying
the writing's on the wall.
Aimee Lou Wood receives apologies, finally, from SNL after mean and unfunny impressions. If you guys haven't watched the latest episode of SNL, basically, they created a skit called The White POTUS, based on the latest season of The White Lotus.
And the latest season of America.
Yeah, and the latest season, yeah. And basically, each and every character was replaced by someone out of the Trump family, apart from Sarah Sherman, who played Aimee Lou Wood's character. Her character was very, 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 very obviously a kind of dig at the fact that she has a very unique set of teeth. I love Aimee Lou Wood. I loved her in Sex Education. She's one of my favorite actors. I look up to her so much. And the fact that there are these big, big production studios coming out and literally making fun on the pettiest of stuff, that makes me sad. That makes me very, very sad.
Yeah, it just felt like a complete, just miss, swoosh and miss. Why they sort of felt the need to make fun of a character, make fun of her accent, fine, she's putting it on. But to make fun of an actor's teeth, and this after she spent the last week going around
on a press junket talking about her struggles with her appearance, even talking about kind of HBO and the fact that Mike White was fighting for her, and HBO, some of execs at HBO were kind of leaning in another direction because of her look. And after all this support and these apologies she's gotten, SNL come out and they kind of make this weird parody, which I felt like was a bit odd.
Just a bit
it was a bit in bad taste. Yeah.
I mean, they apologized.
They have, and if you've seen her Instagram stories in the last 24 hours, they're quite funny.
It's that time of year. It's Coachella time. Now, to anyone outside of California, the Californians are going crazy again. To everyone inside California, how are the drugs?
Yeah.
So Coachella comes about, I think, 2 weekends every year. And it's just the biggest pop acts and the biggest rock acts this year as well. The legend at this point, Charli XCX, was there. And she brought out Troye Sivan, Billie Eilish, and Lorde.
And this is just weekend one, guys.
That's just one night.
Weekend one. I would love to know what's coming for weekend two. And honestly, I feel like you guys out in the desert right now should also be excited because this is insane.
And keep in mind, these people watched these amazing superstars and then got a Green Day performance.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. And that was just on one stage, right? Coachella has multiple stages. They have different acts absolutely everywhere. It's the biggest event, I think, in the California Valley.
People have it's so incredible because I have two people on my For You page. I have the influencers of influencers who have their VIP packages and they live in their hotels and they come by cabs. And then I have the people who are 7 people in one single person tent dying of heat stroke and dust pollution, which is insane, guys. Take care of yourselves,
It
please.
just looks like a fun time, I'll be honest with you.
Just a year ago this week, Sabrina Carpenter started her massive kind of revival. She released Espresso during Coachella weekend, played it on those stages, and from there it was just a roller coaster.
She was one of the smallest names on the poster last year,
Yeah.
and is big enough to headline this year.
Yeah.
They made her into what she is. She's excellent by herself, but this was the main stage, right? It was her sort of star becoming moment.
Yes, it was. On Friday, Benson Boone also brought out Brian May as he sang Bohemian Rhapsody. What is going on, guys? Like, this is insane.
With a full choral choir.
Yes,
Choral
that too.
choir, gospel choir.
Gospel choir.
Hard pressed to find a non-choral choir. And what impressed me as like sort of a nerd, each person in the choir had a mic, right? They filmed the entire thing on cinema cameras and broadcast it everywhere.
I mean, those Coachella live streams are looking immaculate.
Coachella went hard.
Goodness.
Like, they always look good, but they really set the
amazing.
standard for just sound and video quality this year.
They made those great TikTok clips as well. Like, people are clipping that live stream left, right, and center.
And then just having Benson Boone front flip and then go, Brian May, everybody. And then Brian May comes out the stage just
Insanity.
absolutely shredding it still.
On top of that, Clairo, as her special guest, brought out Bernie Sanders to give a political speech, which... Go ahead, Queen.
This is absolute peak California. Right?
You do you, Queen.
But we're here for it. And he kind of, like, he rocked down the house. Everyone's like, oh my God, that's Bernie. And everyone sat and listened to the sermon.
Yeah, and clapped and cheered him on.
Hands.
Marina sang her highly anticipated new release, Cantissimo, which, I mean, if you're in Europe right now, obviously the Eurovision is going around. And if you're from Malta specifically, you know that Mariana Conte's very viral serving. I don't even know if I can say...
The song is now called Serving, but it used to be Serving Cunt.
Exactly. Cunt singing in Maltese is a word...
K-A-N-T. It means
singing in Maltese.
So
but
serving
it's
singing...
just like... It's been all over Europe, and now I'm so glad that the Californians and the Americans are getting their own little...
Cantissimo.
Cantissimo over there. And obviously... We need to address the elephant in the room. Lady Gaga's ode to theatrical brilliance with her incredible performance. I mean, she brought out her old hits, her new hits. She merged Abracadabra and Judas. It was just immaculate.
I don't know if she knows how to not be such an entertainer.
Yeah.
She does, like, the whole performance would put a Victorian child into a coma.
It would.
Like, the costumes, the music, the lights, absolutely everything put together.
This week has been crazy, and somehow, every single week, we managed to top that. So I'm just excited to see what next week has to offer. And if this week of Coachella was this insane, next week is going to be even crazier.
So, let us know if there's anything that you guys want us to talk about. If you have any opinions on anything we said here, whether maybe you like AI.
And also fact check us, guys.
Maybe you think AI is the future of filmmaking and James Cameron's on it. Maybe you think that Taylor Swift should be in The Bodyguard.
Maybe. Imagine
Right?
Taylor Swift in The Bodyguard.
Maybe we just broke news here. And maybe you think that SNL needs to make fun of more people's teeth. Start with mine. Leave them down in the comments. We'll see you next week, and thank you for watching.